Okay, so Roger Goodell had his press conference yesterday. Some of the key headlines he was asked about: Giants co-owner Steve Tisch and his multiple hundred emails exchanged with Jeffrey Epstein. The league is going to look into the situation, said Goodell. I would say absolutely. We're going to look at all the facts. We'll determine whether we open an investigation or not based on those facts. But they have said they're going to investigate it. I mean, it's a game of semantics. We'll look into it. We'll look into it, and then we'll decide whether to investigate. No, you're investigating it. You are investigating the situation to get more. Now, are you going to formally explore whether or not he violated the personal conduct policy? That's a different issue. But there's enough in those emails that requires them to be curious. The problem is they have no power. The only person they have power over is Steve Tisch.
Yeah.
Anybody who, and if they would interview him and he'd say, well, it was this person, this person, this person, unless they're employed by the league or one of the teams, they can't force that person to talk. So I think they will check the box, act like they did their due diligence, and ultimately this thing goes nowhere.
Listen, the tentacles of this whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein obviously have incredible ripple effects everywhere. There's no doubt about it. And so, yeah, it's not a good look for the Tisch family or the Giants or the NFL or any of that, right? But, again, how serious is all that, or this aspect pertaining to Mr. Tisch? I don't know. Again, I just think it's hilarious that everybody else in the country gets held accountable for this, except for the guy that's the number one person that should be held accountable, which is the guy that's at the top of the country.
Okay.
No, that's okay to say that.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay to say that.
Well,
come on.
Look,
come on. I mean, it couldn't be more obvious and glaring, and trying to deflect and do that. Yeah, I'm here. And if that conversation's going to come up, that's where it's ridiculous. We're seeing people be held accountable to a standard where I go, wait, shouldn't the president be the ultimate held accountable guy? So there you go. I'm just going to say that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Here's the reality. I know I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
In the communications with Jeffrey Epstein, Steve Tisch uses language that is unsavory, unflattering.
Yeah,
it's
that's what's
skeevy.
kind of gross.
He's hooking
right.
him up with dates. He's asking about different women. There's no indication that anybody is not of legal age.
Right.
But the question will become, what, if any, provision of the personal conduct policy does that violate? There's no rule against being kind of weird and pervy.
Being a weird old guy. Right.
But there's a catch-all at the very end of the list of prohibited acts in the personal conduct policy. It says conduct that undermines or puts at risk the integrity of the NFL, NFL clubs, or NFL personnel. If you have somebody who is an owner of a team engaging in that, I mean, look, John Gruden got run out of town in Las Vegas for sending emails. Now, the content of those emails, objectively offensive, but you look at these emails and you say, man, this guy's an owner of a team, and he's talking like this, he's behaving like this, he's objectifying women the way that these emails suggest. I would say that potentially undermines or puts at risk the integrity of the NFL. To have an owner who is engaged in email communications that objectify women in a sexualized way, and you know what? I mean, that's it. If they want to do something, that's it. They don't have to investigate. Did you send the emails? Yes. All right. You have engaged in conduct that undermines and puts at risk the integrity of the NFL just by sending the emails, because aren't they held to a higher standard? Don't we hear that all the time?
Yeah, but they're not. We know that. The proof is in the pudding that usually when it comes to ownership and doing these type of things, that the rules don't quite apply to them the same way it does to everybody else. We've already learned that, whether it's been through a number of different owners and some of the things they've done.
I had forgotten about this. In 2022, when Deshaun Watson was in trouble with the league, and then come 23 when they finally suspended him. Well, it was 22 when he was suspended, I'm sorry. But in 2022, one of his arguments was, you have a double standard. There have been other owners who have been accused of similar misconduct, and you didn't do anything to them. And so the next year, in 2023, they removed the line from the personal conduct policy for owners that says owners are held to a higher standard. It's amazing. Now, the broader policy says it, but they've never held owners to a higher standard. They don't hold owners to the same standard. It's a lower standard.
Agreed.
So, if they wanted to, and let's take a look. Let's be fair about this.
Right.
He's an owner of an NFL team. He's a member of an exclusive club. He's sending these skeevy, pervy, objectifying emails. and we're just fine with that as the NFL?
Right.
No, I'm not talking about the public. I'm talking about the Billionaire Boys Club.
Right.
We're okay with that?
Right.
We have no problem with that?
Right.
That's the question they have to answer.
Well, the question they'll have to answer, and whether they want to attack that, is, it's going to open up Pandora's box, and then be like,
who's in there?
Yep. And then if it gets to that, the Tisch family or Mr. Tisch might be like, well, I know this owner did this. Are we going to look into it? And this owner did that. And that's where usually this ends up going nowhere. And that's where I expect this to go. Just like we're seeing in real life. It's crazy. It's going nowhere. It's deflection. It's crazy. I don't know what.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.